Hi, I'm Jennifer Nelson. Welcome to Mid-American Gardener. I'm sitting in for Diane Nolan tonight. I am a University of Illinois horticulture educator with Extension, and I'm looking forward to answering your questions this evening on anything from vegetable gardening to houseplants and all sorts of general horticulture questions. We have a great panel of experts with us tonight, and so I'm going to let them say a little bit about themselves and some show and tells and emails that they've brought in.
All right, my name's Dyke Barkley, and I'm from Paris, Illinois, and I run my own little place called Barkley Farms Nurseries. In addition to that, I also teach the horticulture program down at Lakeland College. The first question I have here, somebody asked about moonflowers, and they said they were having trouble starting them and really hadn't had a lot of luck, and what could they do different. First thing maybe I mention is there's two plants called moonflower. The traditional one is the moonflower, it's a vine. The other one would be more of a bush. It's actually a type of Jimson weed that has white flowers. But concentrating maybe on the moonflower of the vine, it's actually a member of the morning glory family. Difference is morning glories bloom very early in the morning. Moonflower blooms in the early evening, into the evening hours. So anything trying to start it like you possibly could look under morning glory. Scratch the seeds, definitely want to soak them overnight, will help get them started. They need warm weather, so start them indoors and help get them going up and early. But don't get in a hurry planting them. They won't do anything till it's warm. I know the morning glories in my yard really haven't kicked in yet. They're growing, but there's no blooms. We've been cool, which is great in one respect, but some of the hot things like this, I think I was thinking I haven't seen any regular weed morning glories blooming yet either. So start them inside where you can get them warm, get them up and going, but just follow. If you can't see anything under moonflower, look under morning glory and see if that would help you that way. But scratching the seed and soaking them and then getting them, watch out and let them run.
Okay, and next is Jim Schuster.
Hi, I'm Jim Schuster. I'm a retired extension specialist in plant pathology, and I have brought spot anthracnose. This is different from anthracnose. Spot anthracnose has two genera and 50 species among those two genera that cause the spot anthracnose, compared to about 13 genera and umpteen species that cause anthracnose. The key in this one is the spots start brown, and as they enlarge, the center goes gray, and then it falls out. Okay, there are some fungicides you can use for these, but some of the more common woody plants that are affected by spot anthracnose are snowberry, dogwoods, magnolia, apple and crab, pear, rose, and this happens to be a rose, linden, oak, hawthorn, currant, and viburnum. And like I say, if you want to find a fungicide, one of the things is look for spot anthracnose or look under leaf spots and find a fungicide that can be used on the plants that you think have this disease.
Great, thanks, Jim.
You're
Dave,
welcome.
what did you bring?
Hi, I'm David Robson, and I'm a horticultural specialist with the Department of Crop Sciences, and I also do some pesticide safety work. This is the time of the year, like Jim mentioned, with the spot anthracnose, but we also get lots of other diseases on our vegetables, on our flowers, on our trees and shrubs. Cool weather, the moist weather that we've had does actually make the plants grow better, but it also can make the diseases grow better. When we see those diseases out there, we sometimes want to clip them out, we want to hoe them out, and that's where we come in with our clippers and then our hoe, but it's important that we remember that we need to sterilize the utensils after we use them. Now, there are two ways you can sterilize the tools. One way could be just using rubbing alcohol, just dip the tools in that, allow it to air dry, it will evaporate. Another way is with a bleach solution, and we always talk about a 10% bleach solution, but what we talk about is taking regular household bleach, which is probably close to 1 to 2% in the first place, and then diluting it down even farther. So it's 1 part bleach, 9 parts water. Dip your clippers in, dip your metal or your tools in, at least the metal parts that you're using to hoe or rake or cut out. It could be a shovel, it could be rake, it could be your clippers. But also realize that bleach can be corrosive to some metal parts. So after you clean it and dip it, you might want to occasionally take or watch it and then maybe even take steel wool to kind of clean any corrosion or rust off it. Or just after you dip it in bleach, dip it in water, swirl it again to kind of dilute that bleach even more.
Thanks a lot, Dave. I brought an interesting show and tell that's rather kind of gross, but it works. This is a fruit fly trap made out of a water bottle, and you just cut it in half and invert it. And in the bottom, I put just some peach peels and some soapy water and kind of smush it in there. And the flies get in, attracted to the peaches, and they can't get out. And it's working really well. We found with all the fresh produce we're bringing in this time of year, we're also been bringing in some fruit flies. So cheap and easy way to get that accomplished. And next we have, we're going to show a video on earthworms, and this should be fun for all of you. Okay, well, it's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time to take some phone calls. Line 1, Dorothy has a question, it looks like on some herbs.
Oh, on arborvitae.
Oh, arborvitae, okay.
Yeah. I had emerald arborvitae at the back of my lot to screen out in the alley.
Mm-hmm.
And slowly, one by one, they all died. I think it was red spider. And I'm wondering if there's any columnar arborvitae that are insect and disease resistant.
Not
No.
that I know of. No.
But it wasn't just the mites, it's also the summers we've been having, because that's what started the arborvitae downhill was 2 years ago and the droughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So the spider mites are moving in because they already were knocked down and sick. So you're kind of seeing the secondary, but I don't know of any evergreen like that that's been bred to be resistant to spider.
No.
I don't have anything resistant to spider mites.
No.
But healthy plants is the first key.
Maybe some of the columnar boxwoods might be a little bit better, but you still have the problems with the boxwoods and some of their insects.
Right.
I don't see as many mites on them,
Well, and the
but
boxes are prone to a canker problem.
absolutely.
There's no foolproof plants
No.
out there,
A
unfortunately.
fence is probably the best idea.
But the arborvitae might not be bad if they make sure that if we go through a drought, that they do keep it moist. It's a very shallow-rooted plant, and so that's why the drought and winter injury did them in. And I don't know, Jim, if there's a disease that once one or two start dying and they start moving down.
Well, yeah, it's one of the reasons why we don't recommend a monoculture hedge, because you can just spread from one plant to the other. And the other thing I was going to suggest, you mentioned it was against the alley, and that's going to restrict the roots growing on that and make them more prone to drought stress and heat stress and all that. So you need to probably not plant them right on the edge of the alley, but bring them in like 10 feet from the alley, and so they have some more room to grow roots on all sides of the plant.
And it may be heresy to say, but maybe some of the upright junipers. I know,
They're
that's
prone
what
to
I
spider
said.
mite too, though.
I know, but it seems like nothing kills them, even the spider mites.
Right.
I mean,
But it'd be
just-
nice though, maybe a few arborvitae, a few yews, and a few junipers, and spread them around. Then they don't all go at one time.
Right,
generally.
mix it up so you're only replacing part of the line. Okay, let's go to our next caller is Rebecca on line 2. A question on monarch butterflies.
Hello.
Hello, what's your question?
Hi. I have a question about preserving the monarch butterfly population. I'm very concerned about the drastic decline of monarch butterflies. And I'm understanding that they like to eat on
Milkweed.
milkweed
Milkweed,
plants. And is there a right or wrong kind of milkweed plant to have for them? Can you get them at nurseries? I have a few wild ones growing, but I don't know if that's the right kind to help sustain them. I'll listen to your answer on the air. Thank you.
Definitely the wild ones, if you have them growing, let them grow.
Let them grow. Just be careful. I've had several people ask why we weren't selling the common milkweed. If you put that up in a flower bed up near your house, those seeds can all start coming up. So that is a wildflower, so to speak, that can be. But you got swamp milkweed. You could also, if you want something that grows fast, the annual or tropical milkweed, called Mexican bloodflower. The beauty to it is it grows so fast that if you get caterpillars that do come in and eat it, it does. Butterfly weed's a nice little perennial, but the problem with butterfly weed, it's not a very big plant, and if you get a bunch of caterpillars on it, they'll knock it down. It'll probably come back. But the annual one or the tropical one's what we're using trying to feed. I have not seen any milkweeds, monarchs this year so
No.
far.
Yeah.
I haven't
Maybe
seen any at
one.
all.
One or
Yeah, the
two,
numbers
yeah.
are way down. So you're right to try and help them, but you're going to have to be patient because we got plants out there for them to feed on and don't have any caterpillars yet.
Convince
so.
farmers or your farmer friends not to clean the
Yes,
field
no.
roads. You know, you don't have to mow every inch of your property.
Exactly.
If I could tell my dad to do that. But
That could be a hard sell.
yes, it is. It's a hard sell.
Well, thanks. We're going to go to our next caller is on line 3. Mike has a question on bell peppers.
Hello.
Oh, go ahead,
Hi.
Mike.
Yes, I'm trying to grow bell peppers, and everything else in the garden is doing really well. And I have jalapenos growing by them, and they're not doing so well. But Hungarian wax and habaneros are really going good. And I just was wondering, what am I doing wrong?
Well, I would say you're not doing anything wrong, that the weather's just not as hot as we typically have this time of year, and that really can make or break how well the pepper's producing. Also, we haven't been hurting for water, so typically peppers use a lot of water, so I wouldn't think that's an issue this year.
But they are very fussy about the temperature.
Absolutely.
50-degree nights in late July is just a little cool for pepper, and they're just sitting there looking. Even tomatoes are sitting there looking at you.
And eggplants.
You know, so
Yeah, all your
it's
warm
nice
weather
green
crops.
tomatoes that aren't doing anything, and I think it's just, I don't know if I want that hot
Yeah.
weather, but that's what we're lacking.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Oh, and going on with the warm weather crops, our next call is on line 4 from Tom. He has questions on tomatoes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Tom.
I'm wondering why my tomatoes are not ripening. I've only had 2 ripe tomatoes, and I planted them when I normally do, but they're just not ripening, and I'm wondering what's causing that.
Well, I think we need to just kind of ditto the last
Yeah.
last question's answer. It's really the weather. It's been too cool. We normally have a lot more 90 plus days this time of year, and tomatoes like it hot and not too hot, but they're just kind of sitting out, hanging out, waiting.
Those
And they're
degree
a little
days are
bit-
important.
Yeah, they're a little bit different than the pepper though, because they need a lower temperature for studying
Right.
the flower, and then a hotter temperature for studying the fruit. And getting the fruit to ripen requires the warmer temperature, so they need to
Absolutely.
fluctuate a little bit with tomatoes.
Absolutely, and if it's too hot and if it doesn't cool off enough at night, they won't set fruit at all.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
get the other problem. So we have one more question to get from line 1. Gail has a question on hydrangeas.
Yes, I was calling. We've had, along the side of our house for 8 or 9 years now, just like 8 or 9 hydrangeas that are beautiful every year. And this year, they're alive, they're just not blooming. So I was wondering what might cause that.
Well, winter.
Winter. It looks like our theme is weather
It's
tonight.
weather, yes. Too cold. I mean, the hydrangeas more than likely are probably the macrophylla if they're not blooming.
Killed all the way.
And they die back down to the ground. You're going to get new growth. It's going to be luscious. It's going to be green, and there's going to be hardly any flowers on it. And our winter was just a typical old-fashioned Illinois winter instead of a nice mild winter, and that killed the plants. 2 years ago, it was really perfect, and we had tons and tons of blooms on them. The nice thing is you're getting a bunch of good growth off of it, just like the peach trees are doing the same thing because they didn't bear. And all we can keep is our fingers crossed that this winter will be mild. Then next year you're going to have some tremendous sized flowers. If you want to kind of protect them, you might consider enclosing them for the winter. I know she said she had them close to the house, so she's probably getting some of the heat from the house. But in most cases, when it gets down to minus 20 degrees, even the heat from the house isn't enough to keep the flower beds.
Right.
And the flower beds are formed in the fall for next spring. And so if they get killed by the cold, you're going to get great growth, but you're not going to get any flowers.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it except keep on plugging along and keeping your fingers crossed for next year.
Or moving a lot farther south.
Going down to
Plant
Tennessee.
Annabelle. Plant the Annabelle. That mine are in full bloom. They die back to the ground and bloom. They're white, but they're easy to grow.
And the
I mean, they're easy.
paniculators like
Yeah,
Pinky
there's other types.
Winkies, and those are gorgeous, but
And they don't care how cold the winter
in
gets.
fact, it helps them, I think.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a break from callers right now and do some more viewer emails. Dyke?
Oh, I've got a question here that talks, I guess it's titled Bush Dilemma. They've got a bush, and I think this may be a little bit earlier in the season when this question came in. Looked really good, and going into early winter and then coming out of the winter, they had a lot of brown on this plant, and they wondered about cutting it back and what to do with it that way. And yeah, go ahead and cut the brown out. My rule of thumb is, and I don't know if everybody would agree, usually by the give things to the 1st of June. Let them know. That'll be the kind of the calendar date for me to know whether it's dead, whether it's still going to leaf out, whether it's just a late spring. By then, you're going to know. A plant can't stay dormant. I had somebody the other day said they were still waiting on their plants to leaf out, and I'm thinking, it is here at the end of July, and that's too late. So if it hasn't anything, cut it back. And they wanted to know, how do you know whether to cut it back or get a new plant? That's really going to depend on how fast that plant grows. If it's really, really slow growing, I think you might want to. It depends on how patient you are and how much you need to look for it. I think it's personal choice more than it is anything on that. But usually I say 1st of June, that's the cutoff date. Is it dead? Is it not dead? Do you need to cut it back and that?
Great. That was a super common question.
Yeah, real
this
common
spring.
this year.
Jim, what question did you have?
Okay, Ann sent us an email asking about fire blight, and I know we've been having a lot of fire blight questions all through the spring and early summer. But again, she has Louisa, resistant crabapple, near the pear that has fire blight, and she was wondering if she needs to cut the pear down to avoid getting fire blight on the resistant crabapple. I'm not going to suggest getting rid of the tree, but I will recommend that you keep the fire blight pruned out of the affected tree, and you may want to consider using the copper fungicides according to 2 directions, and watch the temperature, because if it's too hot when you spray, the copper will cause burning and add to the death of the plant. So, and you asked about a new fungicide, and I haven't heard that one, and I checked our U of I recommendation, and I didn't see anything but copper fungicides listed for fire blight. So I'm only going to recommend using the copper on the fire blight. And the other thing you can pray for is drier weather, because fire blight likes wet weather, which we've had a lot of this year, and which is why fire blight is running really bad, even on resistant plants.
Great, thank you. We've had a lot of calls on fire blight. It's been like a broken record. Dave?
Okay, I have one that is several months old, almost a year old, but it's still a great question. And it's they have a good spot for a bald cypress tree, and they are thinking ahead to its maturity, which I underline because I'm impressed that anybody is thinking ahead to its maturity. That is great. That's what you have to do for any tree. They said because it's deciduous, it seems there might be a lot of needles falling every year. Do you rake? Do you compost them? Do you use them for mulch? Do the needles decay more rapidly than other conifers? Bald cypress is a great tree for a moist area. You do need that moist area for it. It's not an upland tree. It's a bottomland tree. It is a deciduous conifer. It will drop its needles every year. It reminds me of a story of somebody who moved into a new house in September. The evergreen dropped all of the needles, so they cut it down. So, watch out for that. The needles in my opinion, tend to magically disappear. I never see a huge quantity of needles like you do on the pine trees, on the spruce trees. It's a very delicate, soft branch, and so the needles aren't very thick. I don't think there's a lot of rosin in them. And so when they do fall, and they may hang on the tree for a while, it may be into late December, January before they all start falling, they will decay. That makes them great for mulch. It's not going to acidify the soil that much. You may have to reapply the mulch every year, but that's good as your landscape increases. You don't have to worry about the bald cypress needles. And if you have them in your yard and you run your lawnmower over them, they bag up very easily with the leaves in the fall. I think bald cypress is a great tree. Do remember it may get 30 to 40 feet wide and it may get 100 feet tall. So do think how big it's going to be. And if you're not going to be around for the next the next 100 years, you may say, okay, that's okay. But do realize they will get tall, especially if there's a lot of moisture where the tree is growing.
Great, thank you, David. We're going to segue into our quiz on tomatoes. Let's go back to the phone lines and get a few more questions in. On line 6, we have Sheila, and she has a question on morning glories.
Hello.
Hi, Sheila. What's your question?
Yes. Hi. I'm concerned about my morning glories. They don't bloom, and I was wondering what could cause that. I try to water them once a day, and I have a lot of green, big leaves, but the blooms are very few and far between.
Yeah,
So
it's what we talked about before. It's too not hot enough yet. They just aren't setting any buds. I mean, I had some in the greenhouse. It's warm enough in there. They were setting buds. As soon as we plant them outside, they're growing, but they're not blooming yet. So it's got to warm up. We got to get some warmer temperatures before they're going to kick. You'll get a few, as long as they look good and look happy. And I wouldn't think you'd have to water them every day, particularly the weather we're having. I haven't watered mine for weeks, but hang tight.
Morning glories were one of the few things blooming 2 years ago when we had that drought.
Yeah.
And don't over push them. Don't over fertilize morning glories. They just get big and bushy and stop flowering that way too. So you can over baby them.
Yeah, that's true. They'll just produce green that way. Okay, we're going to go to a question on line 2 from Marjorie. She has a question on bugs.
I have on the northeast side of my house, they've been swarming. Look like kind of like bees, but they're about 1.5 inches long. They don't seem to harm anything. And they're dark brown, a long body, and the kind of lacy wings. And they just swarm around, and they only come out in the early daylight, in the early morning, late afternoon. They're gone by midtime, by dark.
How long did you say they were?
Oh, about 1.5 inches long. Someone told me they're hornets, but I thought hornets are black. These are brown and kind of yellow, kind of like a bumblebee, but they're not bees.
I'm thinking about ball-faced hornets aren't. I mean, ball-faced hornets may be that long, but they're black and white.
Right.
But they're yellow and brown. I was thinking yellow jackets, but that's too long for a yellow jacket.
Cicada killers. They're a little bigger, I thought.
And I would say if they're not bothering you, don't
them
bother
alone.
them.
Yes.
Any hornet, wasp, or bee is a good natural pollinator, and we need them. And so.
Yeah. And in the hornets, and also part of their food is the pollen. The other half is insects.
Sure.
So they do kill other insects for you. So leave them alone.
Well, live and let live. Okay, we're going to get a few more questions in. We have a question from Harry about his Marshall ash tree. Harry, go ahead.
Okay, I have a Marshall ash tree that it's dropping a lot of leaves, and I was wondering what's the matter with it. It's probably about 20-year-old tree.
And you haven't had rain for 10 days?
Probably not.
Yeah, ash trees in some cases, and where I used to live, I had an ash tree, and across the street they had maples, and every time we went into 10 days of no rain and it got warm, now we had some warm weather over the weekend, they would shed green leaves. They make about 110% of the leaves they need, and when they go into a dry spell that's warm, they will shed excess leaves. They'll come down green, and you shouldn't worry about them because they can lose that 10% plus another 30% before they react to that leaf loss and have to leaf out again. So no, just live with it.
We have that with tulip trees and birch trees.
Yeah, the
Right.
birches started dropping.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I think we have time for about one more question. Line 3, Joe, you have a question on your aspen tree?
Yes. Well, we were in Colorado, and I love the aspen trees, and we were talking about planting them here in Monticello. Do they do well in this area, and when is the best time to plant them?
I was always told our version is the cottonwood tree.
Yeah, I'd say we're a
It's
little
not a very
bit
good
too
tree.
warm here.
It's a little bit, it's the summer's heat, not the winter's cold that really does the quaking aspens. And
Yeah, and you have to bear in mind that cluster of aspen trees that you saw in the mountain, that's one tree that is sending out shoots
Right.
and popping up trees all over. So if you actually got an aspen tree to live in your yard, you'll have nothing but aspen in your yard.
Okay.
And a white poplar might be an interesting type of substitute.
Yeah, that might grow. Yeah, that might work. You know, this has been really an interesting show, and I think our theme has been weather, right? Talking
Absolutely.
It's either too warm or too cold, and if you don't
And we
like
need heat.
and we need some heat for a lot of these plants that we're growing. And if you don't like the weather here, you just wait a minute and you'll get something different. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I think we had a great show, and thank you all for watching. Thanks for watching Mid-American Gardener, and we'll see you next time.